Hello, friends. How are you today? It's really so great to be here with you today and to be able to talk about this really unusual Schumann resonance and what the meaning of the energy is here. It's really exciting, and I'm viewing this very positively. Very positively. Now, that's not to say there's not challenges, but there are 3 points that I wanna make about the images that are on the Schumann today, and they're so unusual. And one of the reasons that for the trailer for this live stream, I put my 2-minute video on how waves appear on the Schumann is because these waves are very different. It's so fascinating because when we see big waves of white resonance on the Schumann, usually there's a symmetrical nature to them. They're kind of in that bell type shape or distribution in general. But these waves are very different. They don't have that symmetrical nature, and they look really unusual. And the data behind the images has some unusual features to it. So this will be a short live today because I just want to hit the key points here and give you some inspiration. So first, let me just describe the images here, and thanks for everybody who's coming on. So the first one is this bulbous kind of wave, and it almost looks a little bit like a light bulb. The first thing that it reminded me of was the alien ship in that movie Arrival. I don't know if you saw that movie, but, I just adored that movie. I cried a lot in it because it felt so resonant. And the movie also addressed the issue of no time, which I thought was really fascinating. In other words, in that movie, the ship visited, and it had a very it had a very similar, like, oval at the top and then coming to a more narrow point. Um, in that movie, the aliens on that ship, um, said that Earth had helped them in the future, and they were coming to help in the past. Isn't that a beautiful concept? Maybe we can even do this to ourselves, for ourselves, and I believe we can. After the big bulbous wave, there's a big wave that's more it's more in a rectangle shape, and there's kind of 2 parts to it, so there's a bit of a symmetry in that. The other really super unusual feature of this wave is the deep, deep green image surrounding it. So, it's the white resonance in this very intense field of green. Now, you can see a shift as soon as the wave energy comes. And with all the green and blue we've had on the chart the last several days, to me, what that's been about is shifting realities. And I want to thank 2 of my viewers. One, the mysterious M, I will call you, who commented last night, and thank you for your suggestion to do the live. And the second is Butter on Twitter. So the mysterious Miguel and Butter, who asked me a question because there's been some real deep blue, okay, some real deep blue. And where that occurred in the last couple days, there was also a spike in yellow quality. So now let's talk about the data behind the scenes, okay? So what you've seen is shifts in color on the chart where you get sort of a space of very deep blue, a space of lighter blue. And what I feel has been offered to us is this idea of shifting your reality. And now we get this incredible imagery on the chart. And I have 3 things to say about it, and then we'll look at the data. The first is it's a feeling to me of something new is coming. Something new is on the horizon. Something new is on the edge of the human energy field. And it's perfect for this timing because at the new moon, which on the Pacific coast in the United States of America was yesterday, and probably most of the world since it was quite early in the morning yesterday. But we had Uranus, the planet of striking change, sudden change, incredible, shocking, like, experiences and new technologies, and by the way, also technologies that can be human friendly. Let's not forget that. And I would include advanced human capabilities. I would include the human clairs in that. Clairaudience, clairsentience, you know, all of them. There's feeling, sensing, knowing, right? Seeing, and so on. And so our human upgrades that we're going to experience. So something new is coming. But here's my second point. These things that are new were already there. They were already there. It's just that they're coming into view now. It's kind of like how they say that the American Indians could not see the ships of the Spaniards and the ships of the English. As they appeared on the horizon, they did not know what they were looking at. And so I think that what's going to happen is things that have been under the surface in our culture, in our personal experiences, in our capabilities as humans and with our energy fields, things are going to start gelling for us. Things that we thought were unusual experiences are going to come to the fore, and we're going to see that we can use these now. And, the exciting thing about this is the Uranus influence, which to me, this unusual wave, especially the kind of upside down oval with a point at the beginning, to me, this is Uranus energy. I mean, look at that. That's, the astrology of the new moon. This is within 24 hours of that. And my third point on the imagery is that it's my view that we have an opportunity to up level here. Okay. We have an opportunity to up level in these energies, but the up level is a choice, my friends. What I want to really say here is that the noise and the distraction, they are meant to get you to miss your opportunity here. I'm not playing that game. No, I'm staying in the center and I'm grabbing my opportunity. I'm running with my opportunity. I'm open to my opportunity, right? Because as children of the Creator, each of us has a unique opportunity here in these energies. It's super, super exciting. Okay, so now let's look at the data. And I'm just gonna I'll bring up the live page for a quick sec. Okay, if the video is freezing, just stick with me, guys. This is awesome. Okay, I love your comments. All right, so let's do the data. All right, now, number one, the green frequency is still expanded to the higher end of the range. So 26.2 is the high. But if you take a look at the frequency lines on the Schumann resonance pages, what you'll see is that a substantial amount of the data is at 25.2 hertz or higher in green frequencies. So I've been saying this for a while, but our confidence is back. And we didn't let the war spells get us down. We haven't let all the noise, all the distraction, all the trauma, okay, all of the propaganda, we haven't let it take us off of our focus and our God given right to have this energy, like to be who we're meant to be. Now, it's not that it's not challenging, okay? And I have seen it and I see it. There are people that are, there are people who are very stressed right now. There may be people that even feel like they're stretched or overstretched. Keep going. If you can't feel your center, know it's there. All right. And you'll get through this. If you keep going, persistence pays off far more than talent, right? We have heard that over and over again. There's studies and all the rest of it. Now, the very, very fascinating thing that also happened is that the yellow frequencies, they are just like up and down and up and down and up and down in very, very long horizontals on the frequency chart. So I'm just saying that's unusual and it means like what's going on. That's how I look at that. And especially right before that big wave came in, the white resonance frequency peaked at 8.8 hertz. This is a high, and I think it's the fourth time that it's happened in the last like 12 months. So it's unusual, it's a high, and when I see the white resonance frequency band peaking that high, to me, it's like divine has our back, right? The expanded frequencies are here for us if we choose, if we make the choice to up level. So I kind of want to show you what I mean by that. I want to show you how I think of it, okay? So here's how I think of it. I'm going to show you I'm going to use my okay, so what I do is I operate from the center, right? When I'm at my best, right? So in the center at the heart, that's where we've got the connection with soul, right? The connection with the truth of who we are and our divine inspired source, right? Our source from the creator. Use use the language that's right for you, but this is what it is. All right. So we have consistent offers for us to create in this energy. Now, especially because of what's going on, as I just mentioned on the yellow frequencies, all right? We are getting offers from the astral and from the fourth dimension. That's the big story here, and it'll be more obvious when we get to the qualities. So the offers might be non-physical. They might be of our thoughts, offers to think in a certain direction, offers to feel in a certain directions, offers to create certain emotions, right? And they might be other types. It could be in dreams. Someone in the comments mentioned they had, unusual dreams. Um, Someone on Twitter mentioned to me that they had unusual body sensations and couldn't sleep and all the details of that. All right. So, how I think of it is, right? You can go lower. Okay. So, I'm going to point the pen down. Like I could go low. I could lower my frequency, or I could stay neutral, or I could raise my frequency, right? So, if I'm going to raise my frequency, I have an offer to go low, and I'm going to say, no, thank you. And then I'm going to, in my heart, right? I'm going to peg up. I'm gonna peg up, and I'm gonna let the lower, denser energy just keep moving, right? Because if I don't connect with it, it can't find an attachment point in my field. If I choose not to create a certain line of thinking, that line of thinking cannot engage with me. If I choose not to get angry, an angry person can't have an argument with me. If someone comes at me with defensiveness and I just say, all is well, like it's okay, there's no argument. And this is how I peg up, right? And I maintain my energy space. I think of it as saying no to the lower offers and saying yes. And as I peg up, and when I say peg up, what I'm saying is every point within my field I'm expanding, I'm pegging it up, right? I'm expanding it. I'm going for the up-leveled choice. This is how you do it. So if you're low, you can imagine that this is what you wish to do or whatever version of what I'm saying resonates for you. I mean, take what I'm saying and then work it how it resonates for you. And when you work with your divine source, right? When you work with the at the level of your own soul, the level of the divinity that is the basis of our life force, that's where the power is because then you're aligning with divine will through you. Okay, so that's the frequencies. Now let's talk about the amplitudes. The energy is strong here. We had that spike at 41 yesterday in white. And today we're like in the 20s with this. Um, we are, let me just see here. Yeah, it's really interesting because it happened again. The the white, yellow, and green are so much stronger than the red amplitudes. It's really interesting. This is the second time it's happened in the last few weeks, and it's really interesting to me. We don't usually see green so much higher than red, and, when you look at the amplitude chart, it all looks the same. You have to look on the keys on the left and right side that show the numbers to really see this. And the other unusual thing about the power, the amplitudes, is that yellow and green are like at the same key. They're at the same power levels. Now, here's what's good about that. We have the inner, this is my interpretation of the energy: green, human, the state of the human being, and yellow, the astral, the non-physical, and the fourth dimension. We have the strength to face what's in the non-physical. We have the strength to face what we don't quite understand. We have the strength to put together the pieces at the edges of our thinking, at the edges of our knowing, and crystallize that into some kind of an incredible insight. Because remember, okay, in these new moon energies, we've got Mars opposing Uranus, and Mars, Uranus, the sun, the new moon, they're all within about, I think, 2 or 3 degrees of Neptune. And this is the lower, higher lever there, Neptune. Are we gonna spiritually go lower, energetically go lower, or are we gonna energetically go higher? And when we consciously choose the up level, bing, we get the spiritual insights or the system wide in our human system, the body, the energy field, the knowing, the senses, it all comes together. And so we're not afraid anymore. We're not afraid like we used to be. The ghosts don't scare us, right? The idea of, oh, that person, spells, curses, don't scare us. Why? Because we're learning that our connection with divinity is stronger than all of that. And that those things that are not in alignment with our highest good, what's not for you, if you say no, it cannot attach to you. Violet flame. And I can't tell you how exciting that this is. Okay, let's get to something else, the qualities. Right? And you might notice what I'm doing is I'm taking the data points, explaining the variations, which is called variance analysis, and then I'm relating it to the specific human experience as I interpret this for us. Like how do we experience these aspects of the Schumann resonance? Okay. And the reason I do that, as I've said on many videos, is the Schumann resonance is in the range of human brainwaves and several other reasons that I view this as a map of human consciousness. This is us, and we're talking to ourselves. And so, what I'm sharing with you is my interpretation of what the collective consciousness through the Schumann is saying. All right, so now let's get to the qualities with green. So 31, okay? It has been incredible in green qualities like peak, 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 peak. It's almost like 2018 again. When we had it, we had our mojo going. We were like, yeah, 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 I'm doing this, right? And that's where we're at. We are peaking to 31 constantly, a typical high before the pandemic. We got our mojo back. Okay, now did it come off, later in the chart? Yeah, but that's fine, right? Because all energy comes in waves, right? It rises, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down. And so, but what you'll notice when you look at the chart, and I won't be able to put my Substack out on this until like late at night tonight or first thing in the morning. So sorry about that, but I'll give you a personal update in a second. But what you'll notice is that at least 50% of this data is over 15 in the qualities. And why this is important is because that 15 and higher in green qualities is our PowerPoint, in my view, for humanity. Now, here's something really interesting. Quality in 27 in white resonance spiked to 27 twice. That's very high. Okay. So to me, this is again the expanded energy of divinity saying, I've got your back. And now this was so unusual. Quality in yellow spiked to 120, and I mean, it was like 48, 72, 96, 120. We just don't see this. And this is what I'm saying and why I'm saying that we're not afraid anymore. We are, it appears from this chart, we are ready to meet something new in the fourth dimension, a different dimensional state, and yet, in my view, a dimensional state that we inhabit as living human beings. Because in my view, okay, we are not just third dimensional beings, we are fourth dimensional as well. And the fourth dimension has been significantly discounted. Why? Because that has been where we've been manipulated from, number one. And number two, because that is where a lot of our power and strength is. Our capabilities in the psi world, PSI, PSY, whatever, I don't know. Our ability to, to bilocate, our ability to have visions, our ability to commune with each other, to have telepathy or point to point energy exchange with other human beings. These are all human capabilities and they are coming online. And that is what this is telling me. We are ready. Now, could we also meet beings that, in my view, I would have called fourth dimensional, and I still do consider fourth dimensional, that we might have appearance of these things? Absolutely. Now, let me tell you something else. And now I'm going to tell a story. We're done talking about the data charts, but I want to continue the human experience, especially related to the qualities. And this is that these beings are already here. So many of them are already here. And over the years, many of us have been seeing them, noticing them, meeting them. Sometimes there's an acknowledgement, and most of the time there is not. But maybe that's going to change now. It's really exciting. A friend of mine was just saying in Skype, gosh, I hope I get this right. What was she saying? She was saying that it was some practitioner that was saying that they thought they had AI coming to them and that people that had AI in them somehow, I don't know, the details because I didn't watch the videos she watched, but she was saying that this practitioner was saying it seemed like she was experiencing that. Well, let me tell you something, that I've been experiencing this for years. It's not a lot of people, okay? It's a small number. Um, some of them don't know that they are not born of the human body. Some of them don't know what and who they are. I think there's experimentation going on. Anyway, a story for another day, okay? But what I wanna say here is I don't think there's anything to fear here because what's important is for us to focus on ourselves. Here's where our strength is. Your connection with God, the Most High, the Creator, the source of the soul, okay? And as you do deepen and develop your relationship with that within you, that is your source, you learn that you have capabilities to handle these things, that you will have respect, and that your ability to communicate is going to be very expanded. Your ability to handle unusual situations, it will be there for you. And I want to say one more thing, that as you develop these human talents, no wires necessary, no metal technology necessary here. I'm talking organic human capabilities. You're going to find that life is going to get interesting. Years ago, I used to say that my life was like a Star Trek episode, like almost every day, but I couldn't share it with anyone. And then I ended up finding people I could share it with, share my unusual experiences. Then I started doing videos and vlogs and all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying that things are going to be easy, okay? Because, you know, I I just faced, life and death moment 2 or 3 months ago, all right? That was not easy. It was not easy to recover from that. And now I'm doing the hard work. And but anyway, but do the work. Do the hard work now because the benefits are gonna be incredible. Hey, it might suck for a little while. It might suck for longer than you want it to, okay? But let's do this. Let's roll up our sleeves because we have the future in front of us, and it's now. Those of us who are working, right, with the vision of, "This is what I wanna bring out," there's gonna be a day where this distraction stuff is suddenly gone, and we are gonna shine. We are gonna shine. And I'll be right there with you, rooting you on, and I hope you'll still be here with me rooting me on. So, God bless you, friends. It's my delight to have been with you here for this live presentation. I'm gonna cut it short now because I'm already I've got some things going on, but, I'm keeping going, and I'll be back more often once I get the hard work done that needs to get done in my life. All right? God bless you. I love you, and we'll talk again soon.